What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be talking about our squad in NBA 2k22 MyTEAM. Like, a little bit of focus is lost. Hopefully it's a little bit better. But yeah, we are going to be talking about our squad. So, do I have the most MT in the world? No. Do I own a single auctionable endgame card in my collection? No. I don't. I got a pretty good collection. I got a pretty nice team, and I'm confident that I don't need any endgame cards. If you're wondering why I'm not using endgame cards, first of all, I don't necessarily have the MT for it. Second of all, I don't really like the idea of endgame cards. Simply put, I just don't. I think it's just a little bit of a situation where I'm like, I'd rather not use an endgame card when I can use a perfectly good non-endgame card. I can use a non-endgame card that's in fact a fantastic player. That's like 1% less than the endgame card. So I would rather use that card than the endgame card, in my opinion. So anyway, now we are going to get on to the lineup screen here. So yeah, let's get a little bit smaller. Okay, so point guard position. So depending on, like, if I had infinite money, if I had infinite coinage, the player that I would use, not gonna lie, if I had infinite coinage, the player that I would use is Kareem. Kareem would be my point guard if I had infinite coinage. But I don't. I have a finite amount of coins in this game. So my point guard is Luka Doncic. Like, you kind of have to, don't you? Like, you really kind of have to have Luka in your team somewhere. Whether it's like at the point guard position, whether it's at small forward, like, you really got to have Luka somewhere there. And it has to be one of these two Lukas, by the way. If you're using the endgame Luka, like, the endgame Luka is the equivalent of wearing a white t-shirt, a $500 white t-shirt from a designer brand. You could get a much nicer t-shirt for decent price. You could go to a lesser designer and get a much nicer t-shirt, a really good quality lesser t-shirt for still a decent chunk. Like, Luka's not cheap. This isn't like going full on like DBG level 5 white t-shirts or black t-shirts from Amazon for $8. And he's not DBG level of cheap, but like, this Luka Doncic is like, you go to a good brand, you get a really nice t-shirt. But what endgame Luka is like buying a white t-shirt or a really ugly t-shirt. It's like buying a really ugly t-shirt from a designer brand to let people know that it's a designer brand. So basically, what I mean is you can get a much better Luka Doncic in this Luka for 1/10 of the price, but people will still overspend to let people know they're a big baller. This Luka, whether it's this Luka, small forward Luka, or the invincible Luka, you're an next gen Yagata or one of the three. You're going to really, in my opinion, you're actually going to really struggle unless you have one of those three cards. I think you're actually going to really struggle on next gen. So, shooting guard position. For me, the shooting guard is kind of one of those interesting positions. I think Kawhi is a no-brainer. I think Kawhi is absolutely a no-brainer. Again, it doesn't have to be this version of Kawhi. You can use the invincible one. I think he's a no-brainer because he's glitchier. I will say the endgame Kawhi is like that much better. Because I've come up against the endgame. The endgame's hell. This card has got a glitchier jump shot. He's equally as good a defender. And just unbelievable out of quickness. The guy is unbelievable. Like, this point guard, two guard, I think you could argue is the best point guard, two guard combo in the game. Other than like their invincibles who are like the same card. Small forward. Now, this is where we go into the controversial players. So my small forward, starting, is going to be Kareem. For me, he's the best version of Kareem. Actually, no, sorry, the Invincible is the best version of Kareem, but I mean, they're the same card. Like, the only real difference is the plus, you get a plus on the A3 ball on the Invincible. I guess the only noticeable difference, you get a plus A3 ball, and you get, like 5 extra offs. They're the same card. And this card's cheaper. But I also like the ability to play him at the 2. So for me, Kareem is that he is that shooting guard. He's that really good player. Unbelievable dunk tendencies. Really nice release. You guys see in my gameplays, I freaking cooked with Kareem. And I actually think small forward is his best position. A brilliant player and a card that I'm a massive, and I repeat, massive fan of in this game. So yeah, for me, Kareem is that dude, lads. Kareem is legitimately that dude. I am such a big fan of this Kareem card in my team. I genuinely do think he is a brilliant player. So, power forward lands. My power forward is a guy that's probably in my power forward the rest of the year, and it's Ralph. So Ralph Sampson is he's got like an 85 3 ball, got like a 90 driving dunk, and regardless of his stats, it's just the way he plays in game, lads. The way Ralph plays in game, he's 7'4", got a really nice player build, plays lane, shoots the ball really well, 51 hops. For me, Ralph is a player I love. And then the no-brainer at center. Look, if you have endgame Taco and Yao, use endgame Taco and Yao. If you don't have endgame Taco, you need a Taco somewhere. If you don't have the MT, get a version of Taco. Get whatever version of Taco you can afford. If you can afford Glitch Taco, or you can afford Invincible Taco, obviously Glitch is just better value, go and get that card. Go get whichever one of those is cheaper, because they're the same card. And they are, in my opinion, centers go like endgame Taco, endgame Yao, Glitch Taco, Ralph. That's the way my centers go. I wouldn't, maybe Cream, sorry, endgame Cream has to be up there. One of the endgame Creams. Then off the bench at the point guard position. Now, lads, this is where it gets really controversial, because I just want to say this now. For 10,000 MT, this is the best value point guard we've ever seen. He's 10,000 MT. 10,000 MT, lads. Like, absolutely berserk. But it all really depends on what I want, what I'm looking to do. I think if I'm running my squad, I think my backup point guard, it all depends on what I'm trying to do. If I'm trying to win games, I'm running Ben Simmons. I'm running fan favorites Ben Simmons at point guard. Because he's got like perfect stats and he's just god tier defense. You can put him on ball. Is going to be just a fantastic player. So for me, like Ben Simmons, he's just god tier. He is just absolutely a god tier player. No question about it. Ben Simmons is a god tier player, lads. The guy is a freaking joke, man. He just doesn't create much. So that means the shooting guard position, we got Michael Jordan. And I want to put in an honorable mention. Like, honorable mentions for this squad at the end. But obviously Michael Jordan has to come in here. And it's going to be the Zero Gravity Jordan, because he's the only one I have as far as I'm aware. Yeah, it's going to be Zero Gravity Jordan. So Zero Gravity Jordan, again, is basically just the Invincible. He's basically just he's 30 extra half badges point guard Jordan. Except the thing is, I don't need to play him a point guard. If I was running him at the 1, my shooting guard would probably be Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant would be, if I wanted to run Jordan at the 1, Kevin Durant would be my shooting guard. So it's like, it's a tough one. It's like, do I want a slightly worse Jordan for a Kevin Durant, or do I want to run Simmons so that I can run a better Jordan? And I think I'd rather run Simmons, because Simmons can actually kind of guard ball. Actually, Jordan can guard ball if needed. And then small forward, no-brainer if you guys know me. This is a no-brainer. It's Lamar Odom off the bench. A no-brainer pick right here. I think Lamar is one of the best small forwards in the game, period. Like 92 3 ball. He's got a good ball handle, great block, steal, perimeter defense, and interior defense. He's also got really good speed, ball and acceleration, and 93 lateral quickness. Like, Lamar Odom is he's a ridiculously good card, man. Lamar is a ridiculously good card. He doesn't have a behind the pack, sure, but he's got every good stat in the game. He's gonna tray fade. He's 6'10" at the small forward position. He can guard ball if needed. He's one of the best wing defenders in the game. But I will say it, he can guard. If you need him to guard ball, he can. If you need Lamar Odom to guard ball, he most definitely can. Small forward, or say power forward. Now this is a really tough one, because my backup center is obviously going to be Yao Ming. So I'm torn between 2 players at power forward, because I'm such a big fan of this card right here. I think this card's really good, by the way. And this is one of my options. So I've actually got 3 options. So one of them is Kareem. So no, one of them's not Kareem, sorry. One of them is, I don't know why I was thinking Kareem. One of my 2 options is Kristaps. Because I think Kristaps is really good, and he's definitely the best defensive of these 2 guys. Or I can use Chet. So I'm one of the only guys that's going to say Chet is still a top 6 or 7 power forward in the game. I'm such a big fan of Chet, because he's the best moving 7-footer in the game. For me, there is no 7-footer that moves like Chet. And Chet, also on defense, has the most aggressive defensive animations in the game. The issue with Chet is that he is skinny. But I'm looking at Chet versus Porzingis. Like, do I want a cone, or do I want someone that can move? I'm probably inching towards Chet. I'm inching towards Chet, because if I'm looking at this lineup right here, Jordan is a really good primary ball handler. Simmons is not a good ball handler. Odom is not someone you want running the ball. I know he comes with the freaking tray escape and tray fade, But Odom, with that behind the back, for me anyway, is not someone I want the ball in their hand. And I would much rather Chet with the ball in his hand than Porzingis. Whereas at least with the starters, you got Luka, who's like, you have to base everything around Luka, and then Kawhi Leonard. So this would be my 10. If I was to run a 10-man rotation, if I was to run a 5-on, 5-off, it would be Luka at the 1, backup 1 be Simmons, Jordan at the 2, Kawhi at the 3, Jordan at the 2, Kawhi at the 2, Kareem at the 3, Odom at the 3, Ralph and Chet at the 4, Takim at the 5. Now some honorable mentions. Obviously, Kevin Durant is an honorable mention. Whether it's at the 2 or at the 3, Kevin Durant has to be an honorable mention. He's a really good card. And putting Kevin Durant in this team would mean that I could very easily put Kevin Durant in here at the 3, and then instead of Chet Holmgren, run Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but I'd rather run Kareem at the 3. Another guy that is an honorable mention for this squad, like, I'm going to have some weird honorable mentions because there is one player that a lot of you guys are not going to say, and I'm going to genuinely stand by it. He's one of my favorite players in this game. There are two guys. First of all is Reggie Lewis. Now, if you've used Reggie Lewis, you guys know what this guy is capable of. This guy has got Curry Slide, which is my favorite animation in the game, into the tray fade. The Curry Slide into tray fade is one of the most effective things for the way I specifically play. I'm not going to put Reggie Lewis as say he's like this god tier player, but I do think the way I specifically play Reggie Lewis is so damn good for it. I always play a unique style in 2K. I always do. And for everyone who's like, oh, you suck at 2K, you suck at 2K, like, I'm 21-0 in TTO this season. I will regularly on stream go on 15-game win streaks in clutch time. Heck, I went like 9-3. Or sorry, I went 12-3 playing clutch time running through Mario freaking Chalmers like a couple of weeks ago. So it's like, I'm not tie level, but I'm still going to win the vast majority of games. But I just play really unique the way I play. And Reggie Lewis is a player that suits that perfectly. Another player that I just love using in this game that I have to put as an honorable mention. And like, I will say this, I like Harden. Tyler Hero's better. Tyler Hero's better than James Harden. Trae Young base, he's got that tray fade. He's 6'5", has a bigger player build. He's got T-Rex arms, but his player build is actually huge. Tyler Hero for me, one of the most fun cards in this game. And for me, Wednesday sets are actually probably the thing I'm most interested in my team. And then after that, I'm probably going to put in a big man. Like, I'm looking at these big men. I'm not that much of a fan of any of them, so it's going to be Kristaps. I'm sorry, I am a fan of Kristaps. I'm not a fan of any of them other than Kristaps. Kristaps is obviously coming in. A player that if I was running, like, basically if I was struggling with my bench lineup and I was struggling to get open with Jordan, I would sub in a Reggie Lewis. If I wanted to go more offensive with this lineup here, I would sub in Tyler Hero for Ben Simmons with Jordan at the 2 if I wanted to go flat out offensive. If I'm absolutely dominating with Jordan and I need more defense, I can sub out Chet for Porzingis. If I need more mobility with my center, I can sub out Yao Ming for Kristaps. His tackle is just too fast anyway. There's no issue with mobility there. But if I was to make my team, this would be it. This, lads, would legitimately be my team. I'm just going to give them all contracts. Why not spend 7,000 on contracts? But if I was to make my team right now, this would be it. No end games. I don't care about end games. No invincibles. This is my God squad. I don't care. You could replace. I'm not gonna lie. If you told me to replace with if you told me to go Luka invincible, Kawhi invincible, Kareem invincible, Ralph because he's Ralph, Taco invincible, with a bench of Simmons invincible, Jordan invincible, Odom, Kristaps invincible, and Yao invincible. The only one of those players that is noticeably better is Yao Ming invincible. The only player that I want is probably Yao Ming invincible. But the reason I'm holding out is that I'm like 99% sure that we're going to be getting two like legends. We're going to be getting like two like legends on Tuesday. And then Friday is going to be Manute Bol. It's going to be Manute Bol endgames. And the following Friday is going to be like endgame super packs. Anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.